Well, hi, Lauren. How are you?
Good.
Welcome to Troy First. And what is all this excitement about?
Well, I've recently written a book called Elemental Kingdoms, and I really enjoy it.
All right. So, what is Elemental Kingdoms about?
Well,
Let me see that book. Hold that book up for
yeah.
me.
Well, I can read the back if you
No,
want to.
I don't want. You tell me. You tell me.
Okay. Basically, it's about teenagers that are prince and princesses from different kingdoms, and they have elemental powers and abilities, and they use that to basically like solve basically different problems that have happened and occurred, and a lot of crazy things are happening, and they have to help fix those problems with their abilities.
Cool. All right. Well, how did you get the idea to write a book?
Well, actually, I didn't used to actually want to write a book at all. It was really stressful, and because basically my ideas, they were originally something I used to do outside to entertain myself. I would just pretend to be different characters and do stuff like that. But then what happened was that my dad, he eventually proposed an idea that I should put all of these ideas into a book, and that's basically how
Oh
it all
my
started.
gosh. How old are you?
I'm 14 years old.
And how long did it take you to write the book?
Well, it took about a year of ideas, and it took even longer to actually write the book, about 3 years, and coming up with ideas, and
Wow.
it took a lot.
So what happened? Like, did you start at age 11 then? So you were starting then?
Around there, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, I've been role-playing, coming up with ideas ever since, I moved, because, we had a lot of acreage. I could just walk around and do role-play stuff without, like the neighbors looking at me, just like, what are you doing, sort of thing.
Wow, that's so great. So what is your goal? Is your goal to sell a lot of books? Is your goal to let people read it? Tell me about that.
Well, I don't really have a general goal. It's just that, I just wanted to put all of my ideas in a book. That way, I can reread it and remember it and just share it with other people, and basically my ideas. And, I was always really frustrated about, how books and movies were written, because I got into movies and books and, critically, trying to understand them, like basically breaking down plots and characters and stuff like that. So, then I tried to figure that out, and, then I realized, if I can write a book that, I personally like, then I can look back at it and, I can actually just keep rereading the book, because I'll still enjoy it, comparing to other stuff that, that has too much, like, content that, I can't read because I either, just don't enjoy it or something like that. But, in this book, there isn't anything like that, so.
So would you say this has a Christian atmosphere?
I would say so. Maybe, like, not as much as some other books like Narnia, which is very, very faith-based, and we know, like, which, like, what characters represent what.
Okay.
But in this book, I guess it's not really about, like religious imagery. It's just basically just a very clean book with, it's very, it's somewhat faith-based as well.
What age would you say would like this book?
I'd probably say, like, 8 to around, like, young adult, perhaps.
Do you think adults would like this book too?
I think they would. It's more directed to a younger audience, but I just think that the plot is just very complex and overlapping, so I think an adult wouldn't, think it's too childish.
Okay, so if people want to get your book or learn more about it, what do you recommend?
Well, I have these cards that I've been giving out as well.
Okay.
At times. We have a website that's also on the cards. We have an email. We're on Facebook, Twitter, basically just about everything that we can think of.
That's
and
great.
Goodreads, basically most websites that,
great. So you're going to go into the schools possibly, right? That's what
we're trying to do.
Good.
We just recently got a book possibly into a library, and they're trying to figure that out right now, and we're still trying to get them into the main libraries, but there's an elementary school that's possibly interested. and having the
Awesome.
books.
Awesome. All right. Well, we will chat again. And thank you, Lauren Arvo, for your book, Elemental Kingdom. So you have a 1 on it. Does that mean there's going to be a number 2?
Yeah, we actually finished all of the second book. It's just that we're working on the illustrations as in all of the books we're going to have images for each chapter, and of course the cover as well. That hasn't been completely figured out, but when